True. Yes, sir.
All right, Mehndi, stay with us. Moving on, we have another development coming in. External Affairs Minister Dr. S Jaishankar has refuted claims of recent Chinese incursion into Arunachal Pradesh. Jaishankar has stated that China has not entered border in 1959. He has reiterated that India's patrolling along LAC the line of actual control, particularly in Arunachal Pradesh, has remained robust for over a decade. Meanwhile, China has persistently claimed Arunachal Pradesh as its own. Further, they have attempted to assert its stance by renaming 30 locations in the state earlier this year. However, India has firmly rejected these actions. Mehndi, now our External Affairs Minister Dr. S Jaishankar has stated and refuted claims of recent Chinese incursion into Arunachal Pradesh. What can you tell about the details regarding this?
Well, yes, Shreya, there were speculations of Chinese intrusion in Arunachal Pradesh, but now External Minister S Jaishankar has clearly denied these reports and said that there has been no inclusion of the Chinese in the Arunachal Pradesh, and he has reaffirmed that India's robust patrolling of the line of actual control is underway and it's doing great in those areas. And also, on being asked about the reports of China entering the Arunachal Pradesh in recent times, Jaishankar has specifically mentioned that China has entered the border in 1959. What are you talking about? This was a word that has been said by the external minister. And also, on this issue, he added and he stated that what happens in Arunachal Pradesh is very robust, but we are very robust as in India is robust in patrolling of the LAC. And also, he told that the terms of the patrolling in the LAC has been no major change has been done in that patrolling, and from the last 5 to 10 years or maybe even longer, the patrolling is being done. And also, yeah, notably for decades, China has been claiming that Arunachal Pradesh as its path. And also in April, China has released a list of 30 places in Arunachal Pradesh in a bid to assert its claim over the India's northeastern states. And India had rejected such renaming of places by China and stating that assigned invented names will not alter the reality that the state will always be an integral and an inalienable part of India. And also, while talking, Jaishankar also spoke on the bilateral ties with Bangladesh and said that they are close neighbors and they are in very good connection with Bangladesh also. But talking about the Chinese inclusion, he has completely denied once again that there is no inclusion, and the army on the LAC is doing patrolling from more than 5 to 10 years now. Yes, Shreya.
All right, Mehndi Garg, we have with us Ambassador Suresh Goyal. He's a former diplomat. Ambassador Suresh Goyal, now Dr. S Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister, he has refuted claims of China's, Chinese incursion in Arunachal Pradesh. But we have seen that China has tried renaming names in, states, cities' name in Arunachal Pradesh. There's been a difference of how Arunachal Pradesh, China's actions in Arunachal Pradesh, and when it comes to Ladakh. And China continues to be very persistent when it comes to Arunachal Pradesh and its claim that over Arunachal Pradesh and the territorial, challenging territorial integrity. What do you think now External Affairs Minister has also refuted claims?
Riyadh, two things here. First of all, the External Affairs Minister has already refuted the claim of any transgression or incursions from Chinese side into the Indian territory across the line of actual control. So I think that should put to rest any kind of speculation or debate on that particular issue, even though I must confess and I must really underline that the danger of Chinese forces incursion into the territory across in Arunachal Pradesh remains quite significant, and our security forces must remain on guard. That is number one. Number two, in terms of renaming the place, Chinese claims in Arunachal Pradesh, etc., it's not new. China has always had claims on the Arunachal Pradesh, and that's the reason till today they refuse to endorse visas on the Indian passports issued to people from Arunachal Pradesh because they maintain their claims. But they maintain their claim is a different thing. What our situation is very different. Arunachal Pradesh, for all purposes, is part of Indian territory. We continue to do things as we would do for any Indian state in India. Therefore, our approach should be maintaining the security across the line of control to make sure that the post-Chinese application of force does not change situation, number one. And number two, maintain our de jure claim on Arunachal Pradesh, which Chinese will continue to defy context, but that is their business. So we leave it to them. Renaming as such has no purpose whatsoever. They may rename it. Chinese give their own Chinese names to everything and everybody. That's a different thing altogether. But we should not take that kind of a thing seriously. What we should take seriously is security of our own territory, security at our borders, so that nobody can challenge it. Yeah.
And Ambassador Suresh Goyal, earlier there a couple of mountaineers also renamed a peak in Arunachal, and then China responded to that. They snubbed that and they called that it's null and void. And there is this a contradictory statement that China has when it comes to Arunachal and Ladakh. What do you think now, how China continues to have this reaction in when mountaineers named a peak after the Dalai Lama and China was miffed? Why does China continues to have this claim when it's been India has maintained and reiterated that that's Arunachal is an integral part of India, and yet it continues to have this? Because
as I said, ever since even before 1962, China has never given up its claim on Arunachal Pradesh. It's not new. They have maintained their claim in Arunachal Pradesh. They have been active or less active, more active, etc., depending on time. But at no time have they given the claim up. Therefore, we should not get surprised by the Chinese renaming the places. But as I said, we have to work on our own security. You compare the situations in Ladakh and in Arunachal Pradesh. I really don't see where the situations are different really. In fact, the situation in Ladakh is even more critical because the Chinese have violated all agreements and understandings that we had between the two of us in the sense that till we had agreed that we will maintain peace and tranquility in the border area, we will not change the status quo. We will go by the inhabiting population factor, etc. They should not be disturbed. But China has broken all kinds of understanding in Ladakh, in Galawan. Therefore, that's even more critical, and we need to be more wary of the Chinese situation in that area, but not give up our vigilance in Arunachal Pradesh. Priya.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on the telecast, Ambassador Suresh Goyal. Moving on, we have a breaking